Hey, how's it going? My name is Lawrence Elliott. I'm just coming here to present a fun and new software development by me. First and foremost, I am a student at Academy of Art University, getting my Master of Fine Arts, Web Design and New Media. Before that, I was in undergrad. I did Eastern Michigan University and got a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Graphic Design. The new software that I come to show you for the midpoint presentation is called Transit Lines. Okay, so what is Transit Lines? Transit Lines is a mobile application currently for the Apple iOS devices on the market. What it does is it enables a frequent passenger of public transit system the ability to have access to data that could be a practical and applicable assistance in that transport within their unique experience or situation while using or intending to use the transportation system. Now, it's currently for the Ann Arbor Transportation Authority. It's going to be a proprietary system for them, primarily because it's geared towards that bus line, the public transit within Ann Arbor, or considerably what's called the AATA. Now, the AATA caters towards passengers that are students or professionals living or working in the greater Ann Arbor area. Um, Most of them, they could be male or female, but most of them are primarily professionals or college students, and it typically is their general means of transportation. So you can namely see or normally see any particular person using only the the Ann Arbor Transportation Authority bus system as a only means of transportation. Now, these bus lines travel to and from in the greater Ann Arbor area, which covers two major cities, which is Ann Arbor, Michigan, and also Ypsilanti, Michigan. In those two particular areas, as far as students are concerned, and there are two major colleges. One is Eastern Michigan University, the other is University of Michigan. Eastern being in Ypsilanti, U of M, Ann Arbor. Um, a good portion of the student body, um, its only means of transportation could be on the bus lines. Now, what does this mean for transit lines? In terms of transit lines, what makes the transit lines situation kind of you know cohesive is the fact that you have a large technological community as students nowadays. You can find students with you know handheld smartphones and devices and cell phones and iPads nowadays, and also with you know um, laptops. So it'll be quite convenient being in and around a college campus to be able to plan your routes more effectively, or more essentially, I suppose. What makes transit lines a unique software is that it gives the user an ergonomic, interface that helps the user get GPS associated information on the whereabouts of buses, bus stops, current notable places, social events, landmarks, retail locations, restaurants, and even nearby taxi cabs. Um, Generally, focuses typical usage focus is the services provided specifically by AATA. But those services all are associated with particular reasoning and timing. That basically means that I'm going to use the bus to go to a specific location for a specific service that has nothing to do with the bus itself. I might going to the mall and buying some shoes, or I might be going to class. Um, so it, AATA is through Transit Line is going to be partnering up with a number of local retail establishments and essential planning of current events and things of that nature that are going to be pre-programmed right within the software, so that the user can basically, once they log in, they can actually see, you know, through the routes what's going on, or plan a trip to a familiar or famous location or landmark, or what have you. So that's going to be already um, attached to the system. There's no necessarily going to be um, an upgrade that they're going to attach to the system from some other means or source. It's proprietary, so it's going to automatically update it periodically throughout time. Um, the Spark. Why did I create, or why do I want to create transit lines? Trying to get this software off the ground, basically to help passengers get a better organization of their time and efforts while using the public transit system. I know exactly how uncomfortable it can be on the bus. It took me 3 different buses to and from school on many days, in inclement weather, through rain, snow, regardless of what. I had to go out there and get on the bus. A lot of times, the buses were late. Sometimes I was late and I probably missed the bus. All in all, you know, it was sometimes never a good match between the way things were, um, planning my personal planning, or the planning of the system. There needed to be some type of matching in communication. So I thought that that I kept thinking there has to be a better way for the bus company to communicate with their users. Public transportation isn't, in my opinion, the lowest of the low. It's actually pretty good. And with the rise of gas prices and the cost of repairs of vehicles, it might be a good means to get around and also to travel. I think a lot of reason that people don't want to use the public transportation system is because, one, it could possibly be overcrowded because of lack of planning, and two, it could cause some conflict in organization. So this is a good software solution directed directly towards those problems that you perhaps could have, in terms of what what's what could possibly make your travels and your stay a good, easier means within the public transportation system. The old interface versus the new one. Some of the features of transit lines, the functionality within transit lines, you can actually find today on the AATA's.org's website. The thing about it is, it's kind of uncomfortable to use. It's kind of hard to finagle and get around through it. So what we are attempting to do is give a unique and personal experience that helps that person, with their organization in itself. Tracking the bus's GPS location and planning your trip, they aren't very new functions, and they have been a part of the AATA site for some time. What we're going to do is we want to integrate those services within a handheld device, and we also want to improve the delivery and experience of that same function in a manner that it is more applicable to the user's particular situation, while at the same time helping them gain the information that they need and get where they need to be, in a suitable time and a safe manner. The iOS platform unfortunately has limitations, and not everybody has an iPhone or an iPad or a MacBook or anything like that. So we want to also expand these services. Now the ATA is in global expansion right now. It's probably one of the top um, bus lines in not only in Michigan but also probably in the whole nation in America, and it continues to grow. And now in the expansion of AATA, we also want to be able to allow the customers to have this experience with the mobile device, and it'll be a great means to have them have a more comfortable ride. And not only that, we also want to expand the Transitline software into other devices. I mean, whether it be Android or BlackBerry, we want them to be accessible to a mobile first device. Even if they don't have a mobile first device, maybe they just have a computer, we also want to have the HTML5 match whatever is going on the Transitline software. So at least not only does it match in terms of look and functionality, but also matches in terms of ergonomics and comfort. We even currently have plans to um, overall, if you don't have any of these devices, you don't have an iPhone, you don't have any cell phone for that matter, you don't have a laptop or a computer that can help you plan your means of travel, we're even going to try to push for the Transitline software to be moved towards a kiosk, somewhat similar to, if you go to a train station or you go to a bus station and you see, the terminal that helps you plan your way at an airport. We want that same type of terminal accessible at, the main bus terminal, bus stops within the Ypsilanti and Ann Arbor metro area. What makes these things unique and somewhat different between the 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 trains and the plane terminals is that you can actually be interactive and get hands-on and touch the screen, plan your trip, and possibly even see exactly where the bus is and according to where you are and get where you need to go. Um, that's probably the best. At the present time, the bus system is set up in a way that you go to a bus stop and you can see, depending on the bus stop, you can actually see the particular the bus route number, and depending on also where you are, you can even see a map that shows particular times and routes and things of that nature, but it doesn't necessarily give you the accurate route. You kind of have to do most of the math yourself. So with this new kiosk system or AATA Transitline itself, we want to be able to give the user the ability to effortlessly plan out their means of travel. They put in their whereabouts, where they want to go, what time they need to be there, and it'll actually give you what time you actually need to leave, what bus stop you need to be at, where you need to go, as far as where your particular global positioning is, and from here to there, it will give you point by point directions. Once again, my name is Lawrence Elliott. I wanted to thank you for listening to my presentation, and you have a great day.